have been the primary car last weekend. This is the car that he won at Indianapolis in. Amazing, from a super speedway where you run 220 miles per hour to a street course. Same machine out in front.
There we saw car 21,
Roberto
coasting
Guerrero
in the Alfa Romeo. He's obviously got a serious problem pulling out of the way.
Welcome back to the Indy, and we got back just in time.
Oh, no, Mario
is trying to get inside of Teo Fabi, and he hit the car. Roberto Guerrero, did he just forget that the car was there?
I don't know.
For a while.
It looked like he was blind. Was behind Teo, and he pulled out behind him to go by, and bang, there was the car of Roberto Guerrero. What an unfortunate thing for Mario. I hope he's not hurt. Look here. He pulls over. Look, it's there. He has no chance to come back. He tries. It's too late. Takes the left side off of Guerrero's, the right side off of his, and now I think he collects Teo right here, because you can see the car come in the front of it, I believe, as he sliding the tires. They're locked up. No, obviously he didn't. He just hit the end of the tires there, the end of the wall, down into a barrier. There's the front of another car. I don't know who that was, but you can see he slides into the tire barrier there, which cushions his impact a bit. But oh, that was really something. And Mario must be shaken because he's not getting out of the car right away.
Now, he, of course, was blind. We'll have a full course yellow. He was blind behind Teo Fabi and he came inside. But it's a mental mistake because that car has been there for a while. That car, Roberto Guerrero, has been there for the last 4 or 5 laps.
Yes, and that's one of those things, unfortunately. He's racing very hard. He thought he might have a chance. He pulls over. There's a full course yellow now. Mario is getting out of the car. He's obviously okay. Just, I'll tell you what, hitting it and impacting like that really hurts. Glad to see him making the moves. He's getting out of the car now. There we see the Horton safety team.
What a job they do.
They really do. They're on top of everything, and they're very quickly. It's Pancho Carter's car that went by and is obviously out for whatever reason. His car is behind there. And here we see the Guerrero car, the Alfa Romeo. It has really been demolished with the impact. You know, you wonder about things like that, Charlie, because there you say the car had been there for 4 or 5 laps, and now they've got a full course yellow. The field will pack up and get behind the pace car, but the car had been there for 4 or 5 laps, and it's just one of those things that there you can see how critical it is to not have that mental lapse. It's got to be right there all the time, and it's hard to understand what Mario might have. Here we'll have another look at it in slow motion. They're coming off of the turn. Mario tries to go to the outside a little bit. He swings over to try to get a run, and oh, it's too late. There's nothing he can do. It's there. You can see how it jostles him very hard. The car bangs the wall.
And you saw Teo Fabi heading to the outside. Now we're going to make an assumption, and that is that the car that you saw just coming around behind him was Pancho Carter, but we are really not sure if that was the car that came in.
No, really, we don't know if that was the car that was involved. There you can see Pancho's car in the background, so he's obviously out of the race.
All right, and we will continue with our coverage of the Toronto Indy. Welcome back to the Toronto Indy. We're still under a full course yellow due to the accident of Mario Andretti, and he started. This is on tape. He started back, and then he stopped by the fence, and he was there for. It seemed as if he was there for almost 4 or 5 minutes, Johnny, and he was just getting his thoughts together. And you're a close friend of this man. You've known him for many years.
Mario's still pondering that. He doesn't know quite what happened, it appears, and they're waiting on a cart, I think, to come get them, but he has an opportunity to reflect, and we could see it there in his face that he was reflecting.
Back into the city, he was stuck on the outside of the wall. They had to get a golf cart to bring him back in. Mario was a long way back. What happened out there?
Well, there was a car, Guerrero's car had blown up, and it was sitting on the side right at the braking area for the hairpin, and there was we knew it was there. It was a stationary flag, and we're coming down. I'm fighting for position, and actually I was trying under braking to get under Fabi, and I didn't see the flag, so I assumed that it probably pulled the car at least further up because the safety station is right up ahead, and when Fabi pulled away, there was a car, and I I just couldn't avoid it. I just hit
You got wedged between the two cars. Is that what happened?
Well, that's right. You know, I was just coming under Fabi, and I couldn't move over, and so I hit the Alfa.
I saw you talking to Johnny Capels, Roberto's team manager. He was pretty hot about something, and I couldn't quite hear it.
Well, he was hoping that it would tow the car away, and then he was told that the car was at a safe spot, but it was at anything but a safe spot, because all the action goes on down there before the corner. So I could see the last few laps of the race to leave it there, but not at the beginning of the race. So I was really surprised. And then at the same time, there was no stationary yellow flag anymore. So to me, I thought that was a big mistake.
Yeah, in your mind, then they should have pulled the car to a safer
Absolutely,
spot.
no question. There are too many cars still running up there, and everybody running competitively for position. And you can't have an obstruction like that under braking. That's why I thought it was no way they were going to leave it there, and especially after they pulled the flag.
Yeah, dangerous situation then.
Very dangerous.
Okay, thank you, Mario.
Along with, all right, wait a minute, we've got an interrupt. Let's go down to Sally.
Okay, Charlie, I am with Johnny Capels. He's the team manager for Roberto Guerrero. He's the one who was talking to Mario Andretti and pretty hot about the situation out there. What were you telling Mario?
Well, when Roberto lost power in his March Alfa Romeo, he was coasting. We were informed by CART that he was coasting. He may make it in. If he doesn't, they'll tow him in. When he came to a stop up against the wall, they said he came to a stop, and we don't know if we're going to tow him in or not. I said, you've got to tow him in. He's not in a safe position. They said, we just got radioed in that we've determined he's in a safe position. We're going to ask that he leave the race car, and we're going to leave the race car there. Roberto, had he been climbing out of that race car when it happened, he might not be here now. I have talked with the CART officials, and I just feel so strong about a mistake being made. We're all human beings. We can make mistakes, but we have never left a car on the circuit itself. Mario went by the car 4 different times. The last time when he decided to make a pass on somebody, he just assumed that the car had finally been picked up, and he drove right into the rear of our March Alfa Romeo and destroyed it.
So you're saying that the decision by CART officials is what directly caused the accident?
Yes, the car should have been towed in. There was ample time to tow it in, and naturally it would have been much safer. It was not a safe place. Either there was a lack of communication on CART's part, or just a lack of poor judgment, and the decision-making process cost us an automobile and one for the Newman Haas team. I think it was just totally unreasonable to have it that way. We've never done that before.
Okay, Johnny, thank you very much. Now let's go to Charlie.